Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video, as you can see, we are on the Death Knight. Yes, that is the Death Knight. He has 50,000 body mass, so those awful little goblin bombers aren't going to do much to us but damage. We have 90% movement speed, 30% area, and we are immune to stun. However, we cannot dash, so this is going to be a very interesting Curse 7 run. We have Sure-Footed for reduced damage reduction, Executioner, Generalist, Weapon Expert, and Multicast Mastery. So we are going to be playing on Curse 7 with absolutely everything enabled, and we are going to show you the power of Donkey Kong, the Death Knight. Sorry, I try and make some silly jokes every now and then. But anyway, so he starts off with Obliterate and Ray of Doom because of Weapon Expert. Both are actually very strong. Ray of Doom, we do want to run around in a clockwise direction around enemies so that the beams hit enemies more often than not. Now, the main stat we are looking for on the Death Knight is actually movement speed. The reason for that is, again, he does not have a dodge. Now, not having a dodge means that we need to move fast, and we need to get it quickly, preferably before 400 kills. The reason for that is because, well, there are the bosses, and they really hurt. So we're gonna just see what we're going for. We aren't really after anything specific. Hero Strike and Chromatic Bolt, yes, but everything else we can kind of have a look at. I think we can go for a Bloodlust as well. Obviously, that gives us the extra cast frequency as well as movement speed, so that will work really well with the Death Knight. Also, I might say his name wrong a good amount of times during the run. I will probably call him Chaos Knight a good amount of times, and that is because of Dota and the actual Chaos Knight. So it's very possible. A lot of multicast going over there. We did have that juicy movement speed buff, but unfortunately we did not. We could not get it. We are gonna go for swing. I think getting ourselves the Blade Storm will be very good here as well. So I've never actually used the tornadoes, well, at least not for Curse 7 run. So we'll see what they like. We'll see if they are cool to use. But also we need to kind of see where we're going with this. So I jumped into this without much of a game plan, and we are getting some decent upgrades which are kind of self-explanatory, so I didn't have to go over them. Getting more Doom is obviously great over here. Do we go Void? Are we going to make this a Doom build? Would be good for Reap. No. We're going to go Heroic Strike. The Confused is really good. It reduces the target's chance to hit, and it also gives us Swing, which will help us get more upgrades in that field. And now we're going to go for a little bit of crit, and hopefully we can manage to get 100% crit. We're also looking for more area of effect, because obviously that will help us hit things with Obliterate and the Heroic Strike, as well as our Blade Storm, just because they don't have that, being melee means that they don't really have that area of effect that other skills might have. So we do want to grab ourselves quite a bit of area of effect so that we don't have to worry about not being in range to hit the enemy. We do have 4 upgrades. It really doesn't feel like Curse 7 just yet, but it never really does. It doesn't matter who you use, and then the bosses spawn, and then you're like, oh my goodness, what have I started? So again, we are going to go for the area of effect. It is actually quite important for my swing skills, so we are going to grab that. We are getting quite a little nice buffs for swing skills as well, which is fantastic. And then we will go for some area of effect, I mean, crit. I've never played with this tornado. I don't know if I'll keep it. We'll see. We might get another swing skill that we can use. But it all depends on how things go. As long as we can keep the enemies in a specific spot and there's no prophetess, we should be able to deal a lot of damage to them. Hopefully without taking too much damage. But obviously having our certain enemies like the Chaos Bringer, Prophetess, and then also like Alexi and, you know, all these AoE effects on the floor do hurt us quite a lot. So we are going to have to just keep an eye out on that kind of stuff. So we definitely don't want Leviathan. We don't need Fire Shield. So we're going to go damage. Area of effect is perfect for this. We can hit up a slow so we can get a fragility. The relentlessness is a lot better. As you can see, all of my skills have high, well, except for obliterate, but everything has high cooldown, so we do want the cast frequency. We will land up getting ourselves the crit that's coming, I promise, but for now we do need to work on other things which will help us to get that bit further. So I am also just going to put this down to about halfway for now, because it does make it quite difficult to see what is going on. So as you can see, Alexis and the ass dude do make it quite difficult, and as you could see, we couldn't really dodge the AoE from Alexis, and that's why we have to work on our movement speed, which we haven't been getting. That also is a bit of a problem because of there's our bloodlust, a bit of a problem because of our movement speed. We don't have enough movement speed yet, and therefore we are getting caught on these traps, and therefore we had to die that one time. So it is again something we're gonna have to work on, and if we don't get it in time, we will die. Most definitely die. But as you can see, we are dealing quite a lot of damage now. I believe this was a... No, they're not dead. Wait, they are dead. Okay, well that was pretty cool. Okay, movement speed. We could have gone for the potency there, but it's okay. They kind of work the same way, in a sense. And then we're going to grab the multicast here. Yes, movement speed's important. We just did get 20%, so that's going to definitely help us. We do have bloodlust as well, but the multicast is going to help everything. It helps our Ray of Doom, as you can see, and it also helps with everything like our Blade Storm. It helps with our Obliterate. It helps with the Heroic Strike. Multicast is just amazing, and we also have quite a lot of it on our swing skills, so definitely worth investing into that while you are playing. Alright, so now we do need to just move a bit, because being in that corner isn't the best thing ever. And then we will go around this way. So now our job is to just stay out of any of the AoEs and not get caught on a tree anywhere. As you can see, Prophetess does have her stupid skill that stops us from getting close to her. I do hate it a lot. Please, devs, change it. She's like the counter to any melee build in this game. She does make it a lot harder for you to do anything when you are playing melee, just because it deals a lot of damage and you don't really want to get caught up in that skill at all. So as you can see, we are left only with the incarnation of us, so we just run around them and they die pretty quickly. So that's that. We're gonna go damage. We'll go damage for Chromatic Bolt. We can grab ourselves Brutal Strikes. I don't think we have the damage for it just yet. More area of effect. Again, that's going to be something that's going to be keeping us alive and well. Duration for Bloodlust is fine. 100% crit chance, fantastic. More movement speed, fantastic. Get ourselves the cast frequency, and then we can start working on crit now. So now our movement speed looks like it's half decent. We probably need a bit more, but what we've got right now is working for us. So we got to now just cart the bosses around, let the Ray of Doom do its thing, let our Obliterate do its thing as well. I probably think that the Obliterate is going to be doing the most amount of damage here. Although Ray of Doom looks cool and it looks like it's doing a lot of damage, a lot of the time it actually isn't. The Doom stacking just, yeah, it doesn't do too much without a base damage of a skill. So, but we'll see, you know, for all of our... Just now we get like really good damage coming from it. So we can't really take anything at face value. We never know what's going to happen with the damage. Alright, so luckily we got a bit more movement speed. We do have the Fallen Knight. We've also got a nice flamethrower following us there, which is terrible. But we do have nice cooldown on the Ray of Doom. As you can see, it is up all the time. And we just gotta run around in circles and kill as much of the enemies as possible without getting hit by things. So now you can see they are starting to die a lot quicker. We can run in the opposite direction because it is only Alexi left. Although he does have poison puddles, he is one of the easiest bosses to deal with. So the Ice Incarnation is really bad for us because he slows down our movement speed. And then things like the Prophetess, who doesn't allow us to get any closer, is also quite bad for us. But as you can see, we are starting to get more and more movement speed, which is going to make it a lot easier for us to maneuver around all of these elites, all of these area of effect circles, and we are getting more area of effect, and we are also getting more damage the more we play. So definitely does help us, and it's definitely causing this to be a lot easier than it has to be, or a lot easier than it would be. So as you can see, those elites, they're all just trying to slam into us. We got a double Prophetess, which is actually terrifying. However, the one is nearly dead. As you can see, we had to run around in a circle there to get out of that Prophetess's area of effect. And if we didn't have the movement speed, that would have hit us, and it would have hit us hard. We did run into her beam though, which is sad. I thought we could be a little cheeky there, and we couldn't, so that kind of bit us in the butt. But both of them are dead, so we've only got the Eternal Guardian and the Plague Bearer. Eternal Guardian using his little skill over there, so we had to run in the opposite direction. But Plague Bearer is dead, only him left. He's probably one of the easiest bosses, but again, we are on Curse 7. If you were playing on like Curse 6 or Curse 5 and you didn't have the Void Presence, you could probably stand still a lot more, but having that Void Presence makes it so we do have to move quite a bit. You don't have to move around so much, but not having the dodge on the Chaos Knight does make it so we have to move quite a lot. So, you know, that is a thing. So more damage. Contagion's also very good here, but for the way that we're playing, we are happy with the way that things are going currently. So right now we can just grab that. There wasn't anything really fantastic. I could have maybe re-rolled, and we haven't really used any re-rolls or banishes. I think we did get quite lucky with RNG and what skills we got, but you know, it is what it is. This build will probably be quite obvious to some people, you know, Heroic Strike being confusion, Obliterate having weakness. There are just things there that make a lot of sense to get. Ray of Doom can probably be exchanged for something else. yeah, even Blade Storm. Actually, Blade Storm's very good for applying debuffs, so that can stay. But if you wanted, you could run yourself something like Holy, so you could get your Light Beam or even Exorcism or something like that on him as well. If you really, really wanted to push this, or really wanted to, you know, make the build a lot better than what it is already, then you would change your multicast mastery for like a Holy Rune and things like that, just so you are able to get one or two other skills that you wouldn't otherwise, which will definitely make a huge difference in the gameplay for the Chaos Knight, or Death Knight, sorry. I did say I was going to call him Chaos Knight, so alright, we got to change direction over there. We got to stay away from the Fallen Knight, which, by the way, if you don't have movement speed, will stay on top of you and you're just going to die. So do keep that in mind. You need a lot of movement speed regardless. That's just how this character works, and that's how it is. So we done. That was really fun, actually. It was really easy. We didn't struggle as much as I thought we would with him. We even got time so we could do any of the other modes, but we're not, because, well, we don't want to do that right now. But that is the video. Let's see what did the most damage. I'm sure it was Obliterate. It was indeed. We then got Heroic Strike, which I actually didn't know it would be that. I thought maybe Ray of Doom. But as you can see, everything else kind of did similar amounts of damage, which is fantastic because it means that they all pulled their weight. And as you can see, Obliterate did double the amount of damage than anything else. So really strong skill, and weakness does make a big difference as well. And then fragility as well makes it so they even take more damage. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.